Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Beer versus Ivy, episode number 32. I'm your host, Signing Gasol, but as I say every week, y'all already know who I am. But I always gotta say, I'm here with the best co-host on this side of the goddamn Mississippi, Mr. Jackson Gross. Jackson, it's Monday, even though we're recording on a Sunday. Happy Sunday. I was just happy Father's Day. We're not a father, so happy Sunday. How are we doing?
I'm doing all right. Been busy per usual. Had it. I'll get into the good stuff first, then I'll get into my weird, interesting story for the week. On what was it? Saturday? No, Friday. Me and my brother a couple weeks ago had bought some baseball bats from Dick's. We got a full new set of baseballs, and so we went over to my old high school and we did some BP yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun. Hit some absolute ropes that I'm guaranteeing when I had at least one go 90 off the bat. Cannot confirm anything. Yeah. But the unfortunate thing is, at some point, this is the first time we've used it. Me and my brother are not throwing like any sort of gas. Maybe like 60 probably would have been fast, if I'm being honest. I don't know even know if we're catching that. And his bat broke. Like,
whoa,
like right along the handle, it just cracked.
Wood bat.
Yikes. But it's the first time we used it. So I'm
that's
like,
kind of,
what the heck are we?
That's brutal. That is,
yeah,
that is actually brutal.
I mean, yeah, they were $50 bats. It's whatever, not a huge loss. But at the same time, I expected to get through at least one BP session. So
I would think you would. But I'm no expert.
So Dix is about to get a very angry customer in about 2 hours or something like that. Interesting story for the week. So there's a little bit of confusion because the Bucks have been kind of involved with trying to get some other coaches in to be assistants under Doc Rivers. And I read a report from Mark Stein, and I tagged him in it saying, "Oh, this is what he said, blah, 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 blah." Typically, when I tag the big accounts like a Woj or Shams, they don't respond. They got other things to do. I tag Mark Stein. I immediately get a DM saying, "No, incorrect." And it's because he had a report from his saying that the Bucks are going to go after someone was from May, and that based on what he's hearing now, they may no longer be the case because the Bucks have hired other people. So I had a short exchange with him where I had to apologize and say thank you for like catching that. That was my so yeah, that's my first interaction with Mark Stein.
Him saying, "Hey, by the way, you're wrong." That's you love to see that, honestly. Like a big professional just being like, just FYI, just take that whole thing down. Just some might.
Yeah, I mean, and he wasn't being like mean about it or anything. He's just like, "Hey, this is wrong. People are misunderstanding what I said." He was not like a jerk about it or anything, but at the same time, it was also kind of like, "Oh, he actually responded. I'm surprised."
That's awesome. Like, actually, like, even because like he's just correcting what everybody's hearing, because it's not like you're the first person that's misinterpreted him. So it's just that's really cool. Genuinely, a little weird, very interesting, but at the end of the day, quite cool.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll have better interactions with Mark Stein in the future. But that is enough about me. How is the best grounds crew creeper for the Peoria Chiefs doing?
The best. That's don't toot my horn. I'm not. I'm up there, but I'm not the best. But I'm not doing too bad. We are repping the Chiefs today as they took 5-6 against the South Bend Cubs, including today winning off a walk-off balk in the 11th inning. Yeah. So I'm doing good. It's been I worked 3 games this week, and the 3 games I worked were a rain out, which happened in the top of the 4th. Game's going along smooth. Then in the span of 30 seconds, it went from no rain to sprinkling to piss pouring. So having to tarp the field when half the people tarping are girls are kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult. Like you gotta put your back into it, and it hurts.
Yep.
And it wasn't a great tarp. You can go to the Georgia Chiefs Instagram or Twitter from Thursday and look at the tarp job because they posted a picture of it, and you can see that some of the home plate mat is just sticking out. That's not supposed to happen, but like yeah, it was a been interesting in how to work. So that means the game got postponed until Friday. So they had to make up the game on Friday, which was they're on top of 4, so they make up 5 innings. And then 35 minutes later, from when the first game ended, they wanted to play the 7-inning game. Supposed to be a 9-inning game because of weird minor league rules. It ended up being a 7-inning game. And so it was a very, very busy day Friday. And then fireworks after. So can't get out of there right away because we have to wait until the fireworks are done. So yeah, and then fireworks again on Saturday with a full 9-inning game. So it's been busy. It's been busy. Got to see 2020 first rounder Ed Howard in person, and Jordan Nwogo and Brett Bateman, fan of his. He sneaky good, top 30 kid, and it's been a decent little week. Been a decent little week. I was off today, off all week because the team goes to Fort Wayne. I want to say I don't know, but my interesting story. I don't know where they go. All I know is that when they come back, they play Quad Cities. That's gonna be a good series. But my interesting story of the week. I'm gonna make it very quick. Amazon, your days are numbered. How am I gonna order a snowball microphone from you? It was supposed to deliver when I got the green screen. And then I looked today because I was genuinely curious. I'm like, where is it? Because for a while I was like, oh, it's delayed. Like it'll come at some point. I go on there today, and it's just your package is lost, so we don't know where it is. So I'm just like what? How do you lose a microphone? Like what? But Amazon support was pretty nice. They're very easy to talk to, and I got my refund, so that's great. But no, Amazon, your days are numbered. And I think I used Prime and everything, and I still didn't get it. So their days are numbered. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, their days are numbered.
God dang, Amazon.
Somebody in Amazon is getting it today. But yeah, so microphone
FedEx forever.
Honestly, at this point, we're about to be Team FedEx forever because that ruined my day. It was a nice little black soap on microphone. It's gonna be great. It's gonna finally sort of complete the setup if you want to metaphor call it that, but nope, not today. It's all right though, because you know what it is today? Divisional storylines. Look at that. Professional transitions. You love to see it. And you can start off, actually. I don't feel like starting it
today. All right. Back-to-back weeks with me starting it off. I'll take it.
Exactly.
If you didn't see the title of the episode, you'll see it now. The Bronx Bombers have hit the 50-win mark after adding Juan Soto in the offseason. The Yankees are the first team in baseball to 50 wins after their 8-1 win over the Boston Red Sox on Friday in Fenway. Like, I know the Yankees weren't bad last year, but it felt like it was their worst season in a long time, like by missing the playoffs after basically winning the division almost every year. And I know they made other moves, but simply just adding Juan Soto to not have Aaron Judge be the only offensive threat is insane to me. Because, we talk about like that usually basketball is the only sport where if you add one guy, it makes all the difference in the world. But at least offensively for the Yankees, just adding Juan Soto has been all they needed. And yes, they added other guys, but that's the main piece that they added.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. This Juan Soto addition is crazy because when you look at that offense, what's notable outside of Juan Soto is the fact that DJ LeMahieu and Anthony Rizzo, who were key contributors last year, are doing nothing for this team. Like both hitting below the Mendoza line, like not great. So it's really just it's Aaron Judge and Juan Soto and Alex Verdugo and even a little bit of Giancarlo Stanton. That is, and Anthony Volpe. Shout out Anthony Volpe. Cannot forget about our short king himself. Man deserves the world. Better than Derek Jeter. Come on now. But
oh my god,
I gotta rile Yankee fans. Okay, and that's how we're gonna do it. Is to say Anthony Volpe is better than Derek Jeter. Well, they'll be in the comments. Trust. But and then they have their pitching staff with still no Gerrit Cole, or I think Gerrit Cole just came back. Like what the Yankees are doing are very impressive, and in a very competitive AL East where Baltimore's riled up with injuries, Toronto's iffy, Boston is honestly doing better than they should, and Tampa Bay, typically the Yankees' kryptonite, is sitting in last place. Like, just the Yankees, shout out the Yankees. Please sign Juan Soto for the love of all things good and great in this world. Don't let him go anywhere else. You see the home run celebration that him and Judge do. They literally they do the fist with the New Yorker like on the hat or the jersey. I don't remember what they do exactly, but I know they incorporate New York in the heavy. Like it's so obvious he wants to be there. Give him $500 million. Say you're staying right here. Make it happen.
Yeah, and the only issue with that is that I think didn't Brian Cashman or someone in the Yankees higher up say that we can't keep operating like this, and if they don't win soon or this year, they're gonna have to like start making cuts. Like hearing the Yankees say that makes like no sense.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything on that, but that doesn't surprise me if Cashman's poverty self would come out and say that because he's given out bad contracts in the past. I truly believe that the only reason why he's saying this is because he's worried that if he gives out one more bad contract, like let's say he overpays Juan Soto and he falls off a cliff, that's gonna look bad on Cashman. That means his job is gone. But it's just keep him home. Don't let him go. Don't let him go anywhere else. You gave up a haul and a half to get him there. You cannot, and I mean you cannot afford to lose him.
I think that's yeah. I mean, who in the next off season is going to be as good as Juan Soto that you could add? Nobody. He's going to be the best player on the free agent market next year.
By far. This isn't like, oh, there's competition. He's the guy. This is somebody that has 6-7 years of playing time under his belt, and he's only 25, 26. A left-handed swing, it's a beauty. Just let him and Aaron Judge just be the centerpiece. Just this is your team. These are your keys. Just win us one. We want more than one, of course, but just let's timber the expectations down. Just win us one. And it can be done. It can be done.
Absolutely. And just quick update on Gerrit Cole. He did throw 70 innings in a rehab start in AAA. So he's slowly and slowly starting to make his way back. So, yeah, as always, in any era of baseball, watch out for the Yankees and for this year and potentially many, many years to come. So we will see. But, Sai, do you want to take us to our next division of baseball that we're going to talk about?
I would love to. This is honestly, outside the NL Central, one of my favorite divisions to talk about. The AL Central. From worst to first? Yeah, you heard me right. After years of being considered one of the worst divisions in all of baseball, which, if you know, you know, outside of 2015, that division's been poverty. The AL Central has turned into one of the best. 3 teams are currently in the playoffs, with the Cleveland Guardians still in first place. Another week where we have to say that. Another week where Jose Ramirez gets closer to getting into the playoffs again. And then our metaphorical our team, the Kansas City Royals, are home that second wildcard spot. And the Twins, the team that everybody thought that had this division in the palm of their hands, they're in that third wildcard spot. They're doing not as great as we thought they would do, but just 3 playoff teams coming from the AL Central. Not the AL East, not the AL West, the AL Central. It's crazy what one young stud on each of these teams can do. You got the Nailers and J Ram and even Andres Jimenez with Cleveland. You have Seth Lugo and Bobby Witt carrying the Kansas City Royals, and then just Carlos Correa, Pablo Lopez, just Max Kepler, Royce freaking Lewis on the Twins. Like, come on. I don't even know what to say, because nobody expected on June 16th for 3 AL Central teams to be in the playoff picture. It's just I need to see these teams add. We're gonna point a point blank period. These 3 teams all need to add at least one subtle piece, if not a sort of bigger splash, to like fully solidified, hey, let's go on a run. Because Cleveland and Kansas City, I think, are like the first sure. Like, they're gonna go out and add. I'm iffy on Minnesota. I have a gut feeling they're gonna go try to sell off somebody like a Chris Paddock or Christian Vasquez, or even, which is crazy to say, if a team comes calling to ask them for Max Kepler and gives them the right price, I think the Twins pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, I could see them going through a little bit of a minor retool. I think, and honestly, it depends on where they're at and how they're playing at the trade deadline. If they're really like scuffling, but still like in a position for a wild card spot, or still holding on to that wild card spot, I could see them selling off a couple of pieces and just trying to ride out the rest of the season. But if they have won like 8 of their last 11 heading into the trade deadline, and they're like, how many games back they are? They're only 1 game back of the Royals for the other wild card spot, and not super far behind Cleveland in the division. So if they're playing really good ball and they're still within striking distance, I could see them keeping guys and adding someone. I don't even know what they add, though. That's the thing.
I don't even know either. And that's the crazy thing. It's just I don't know.
Maybe an outfielder, because you got Buxton, but I don't know. Honestly, I could not name you the starting left fielder and starting right fielder for the Minnesota Twins.
Kepler and Kirilloff, I want to say.
Well, they just optioned Kirilloff to AAA.
They could use it back. Regardless who's out there, whether they be some big name or not. Kind of casuals. Sorry, Twins, you're not that important to me. Your city connects aren't that great. you overpay Carlos Correa. I'm sorry, but go out there and either retool or make a push. Because regardless of what happens, you're going to lose to the Yankees in the ALDS. But you can go try. Go attempt. Go shock the world. That's why we like baseball. Anything can happen, but we're not here for you. Let's go Royals. That's the best way I can put that. And then Cleveland's going to do their thing because Cleveland, Stephen Kwan, legit. But onto we're going to make the professional transition. Onto a team that has a very key player that's just not doing great. We're on to the ALS. We're on to the Texas Rangers. And the sophomore slump for Evan Carter is yikes. Tell us a little bit about it, Jackson.
Yeah, yikes is being very, very polite. He's been very much dog doo-doo this year. As of now, as of June 16th, he has a batting line of a 188 average, 272 on base, 361 slugging, with just 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, 6 doubles, a .6 WAR, a 9.3 walk rate, which is down from last year, and a 26.5% strikeout rate, which is actually down from last year, but still not good. Still not very good. I get guys struggle. This is his first full year. Teams have tape on him and how to go at him, but between him and Corbin Carroll, like the sophomore stars in the western part of the United States of Major League Baseball are not having good seasons, and neither are the teams who were in the World Series last year. So, and that their struggles is part of the reason why.
Yeah, no, there's no other way to put it. Like, it's crazy to say that the only reason why Texas is getting away with this is because Wyatt Langford decided, like, all right, you want to suck, Evan? I got you. I'm gonna just step in your place. Like, you can go to the side, which is insane to say that they have all these random young players that are going to be good for the next 5 to 8 years, and that sucks to say. And then the Rangers knew what they were doing in 2021. They said, okay, Simeon, deal. Seager, deal. John Gray, deal. Why? We have all this that's going to come up. And we're going to say, watch this. Let's go shock the world. Evan Carter, though, with a lot of the sophomore slumps that are going on this year, he's too good to have these numbers. Everybody slumps at some point. Evan Carter, at the end of the day, he's a human being like you and I and everybody in this world that plays the sport of baseball or covers the sport of baseball, because we may hit BP here and there, but we are not on that skill level. But he's going to be fine. It's okay. Sometimes you need a slump because, like, if this slump continues all year, he goes into the off season, he'll look at what he did year 1, look at what he did year 2, and he'll be like, okay, what do I need to change? What worked for me that's no longer working? Just make the comparisons. He's a professional. What do professionals do? They adapt. What is M. Carter going to do? He's going to adapt. Excuse me again. My bad. But now M. Carter's going to be fine. The Rangers, yeah, they're slumping, but that wild card spot is very much in reach. And what they do last year when they had that wild card spot? Oh, I don't know. Won the World Series. They'll be fine. Evan Carter will be fine. He'll get the All-Star breaks coming up shortly. That'll give him a nice little reset. He'll be good. Just gotta trust.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll be able to figure it out. I just want to give some perspective from what he did last year. In 23 games, he had 4 doubles, a triple, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, struck out 24 times, had an average of 306, 413 on base, 645 slug, an OPS plus of 187. And we're already 45 games into his sophomore season, and he hasn't even reached. He's just eclipsed what he did last year in 23 games in the regular season, not to mention what he did in the playoffs. So, like I said, I agree. I think Evan Carter's going to eventually figure things out, sort out whatever the heck is going on with him, but he's got some things to figure out. And we'll see what he can do moving forward. But, it's something a little bit more important to figure out besides how to hit a baseball and be a good MLB player again.
What is it?
Finding out and finding some good home insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And when you call our guy, Jeff Wertepney, at 404-464-4544, make sure to let him know that Third Down Thursdays and Beer versus Ivy sent you. And that I can't think of one right now. Sai, you got one?
And that at this moment, he's a better baseball player than Evan Carter.
Oh, okay. Oh, muy caliente.
Exactly. Now, we are now on to the National League, a.k.a. the best league. And in the NL East, there's a lot we could have chose this week. I really wanted to talk about how the Mets manhandled the Padres and that Mike Shildt a fraud. But we got some NL Central ties this week. And a pitching prospect through a gem. Not just any prospect. Former Chicago Cubs left-handed pitcher DJ Hurst punched out 13 batters in a six-inning shutout victory against the lowly Miami Marlins. 4-0 win for the Nationals, in case you were wondering. For those who don't remember, he was acquired in the 2023 trade deadline for Jeimer Candelario. Yeah. And Jeimer Candelario is no longer a Chicago Cub, and DJ Hurst is dicing up the NL East. I love to see it. Frankly, when this trade was made last year, it's like, okay, DJ Hurst was the third, 15th, 13th ranked prospect in the Cubs system. Mid-tier guy, could be something, could not be something. Nationals have basically that whole starting rotation is just random guys, the random pitchers they have in their system. They're just like, all right, we're just going to throw you out here for some starts. If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, we got some other random 23-year-old that we can go throw in there and just see if it sticks. Only 3 starts for DJ Hurst, but so far, it's oh my goodness. I hate my streets. People like drag racing down my streets. Sorry, guys. But it's bad. It's so bad. But anyways, DJ Hurst, so far, this has been his best start. First start got roughed up a little bit. Second start, wasn't great, but it wasn't good. This start, though, come on now. If you're striking out 13 batters in 6 innings, I don't care who you are. You could be Patrick Corbin, for goodness sakes. It's going to be impressive. Anyway, that's all I have.
Yeah.
Jackson, your thoughts on the former Cubby that is no longer a Cubby?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's getting an opportunity. I think with this current Cubs rotation, both now and in the future, I don't think he was going to even get a sniff a shot at the rotation.
It was not.
And I'm not saying that he's bad, but I'm just saying there's so many other guys ahead of him. Because you have just on the lefty side alone, you had Justin Steele, you have Shota Imanaga, you have Jordan Wicks. Those are 3 guys all MLB ready, relatively young-ish, except for Imanaga, who would start or be on the Major League roster already. And then you got Tyone, Cade Horton ahead of him, Michael Arias. So the Cubs have a lot of arms. It is annoyingly frustrating with the Cubs playing so bad and being last place in the NL Central. It's frustrating to see hers dice up like this, but for him, I think it's great for him. The Nationals made a fantastic trade, considering, like you said, Cubs didn't even keep Candelario, and now the Nationals might have something. We'll see what he does the rest of the year. We don't know. He could pitch another 5 games and strike 13 guys out in total over 5 games. We don't know. So, but it's good for him to get some shine. And I'm glad he did in the Washington City Connects jerseys, because those are so nice. Those are so nice.
Which they're getting rid of after this year, which is stupid.
Which is a travesty against humanity.
Free the City Connects, man. Look at them beauties. Look at that. Look at that young man and them cherry blossom jerseys with that it's left-handed Rawlings glove. Like, come on now. He's the newfound owner of the Miami Marlins. Crazy. Absolute crazy. Just no one expected it. But before we transition onto NL Central, quick shout out to the Charlotte Knights, the AAA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, for throwing a combined no-hitter today against the Durham Bulls, AAA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays. This isn't just like any combined no-hitter, though. This was a 7-pitcher combined no-hitter. Yes.
That's nutty. That's so nutty.
The Chicago White Sox farm system just did that. Yeah. I had to add that because I just saw it on Twitter and I'm like, I have to talk about this. That's awesome.
They should just call up all 7 of those pitchers, and they'd probably be better than everyone not named Gerrit Crochet or Eric Fetty.
I'm going to say free Eric Fetty. Eric can't wait till he goes to a contender and pitches to a 4 ERA flat. He's probably going to St. Louis. Anyways. On to insanely. You know who else is delusional? Snoop Dogg, baby, because why are you in Milwaukee? For those who don't know, the famous rapper threw out the first pitch and broadcasted part of the game with the Brewers broadcast crew on Saturday. He was in Milwaukee for a concert that he had that night. He had nothing better to do this day. It's Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg can do whatever he wants. We have more important NL Central business to talk about later in the show. So we had to mention something. And, for those who haven't, just go to the MLB page. Go to the recap of this game. Because the first half of the game is literally just Snoop Dogg just talking. And it's awesome.
Yeah, it was so funny. He like absolutely like freaked out in a good way when he caught a foul ball. He was talking about Blake Perkins, like, oh, that's a good hit. The outfield, he's not gonna be able to catch that, and the ball goes foul. Not realizing who Ellie De La Cruz was and the fact that he had a cannon for an arm. He's got a rocket in his pocket. Oh my god, so funny, so funny. Like that's the kind of baseball content I'm here for. I get Snoop Dogg to call like 5 innings of I don't even know what game, like, but just give him almost any game for him to call. Let him do 5 innings.
Yeah.
I'd pay good money to see that.
Him and Christian Yelich need to hop on a podcast for an hour, please. I need to see them just talk. I don't care about what. I just need to see them in the same room together because Snoop was in love with that boy on the broadcast. So it's great. Shout out to Snoop. You can do whatever you want. When you got that much money in your pocket and you have that much fame, you do whatever you want. Even that means you go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, not anywhere in the world. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
You can transition us into NL West.
Yeah, I was just gonna say last note on that. I was talking about it with my mom, and I'm like, "Oh, so I have to be as a famous rapper to call MLB baseball games? Say less."
Oh, hop on that, Jackson. Just world tour, but your world tour is going in every single MLB broadcast booth, not actually performing. Make it happen.
DJ Chef Mayo, everyone. DJ Chef Mayo.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
All right. Anyway, trying to actually
onto a more somber
transition here.
Onto a more somber mode.
More somber indeed. Yoshinbu, Yamamoto, and Mookie Betts are unfortunately both heading to the IL. Yamamoto was put on the IL before today's game against the Royals. With I read the injury. Oh, right here. It's a right tricep tightness in his pitching arm, so his right arm. And then Mookie gets hit in the hand with a 98 fastball and fractures some bones in his hands. Luckily, will not have to have surgery, but those are two big blows for the Dodgers. But also at the same time, they have at least an 8-game lead on the NL West, 8.5 ahead of Arizona and San Francisco, already 18 ahead of the Rockies in the West.
It's crazy because these injuries suck. Don't get me wrong. Like Yamamoto's going to be out an extensive amount of time with this tightness. I want to say like a month or two. It's not season ending, but he's going to be out. He's going to be out in a minute. Mookie was hitting 307 at shortstop in his age 32, 33 season. He's playing the most difficult position in the whole nine. Just because it really it sucks. It sucks. But this team is just gonna throw Miguel Rojas in there, or throw Kevin Biggio or Gavin Lux in that shortstop spot. I'm just gonna be like, all right, just go play. Miguel Vargas is in AAA. They really need. They have all these options of guys who can fill in there, and they're not going to be Mookie Betts level, but they're not going to be that bad. It's not like they got Brandon Crawford playing shortstop once a week. Like they got legit guys.
They did not have to have a starting middle infield of Nick Madrigal and Miles Mastrobuoni for several games in 2024.
That too. So they're gonna be fine. Yamamoto going down sucks, but it's crazy because Bobby Miller is gonna be back in a couple of days. So addition by subtraction almost. They'll be fine.
Yeah, and then who knows?
It sucks to say that.
Yeah, who knows? In a couple of weeks, they could be getting Dustin May back. I think Clayton Kershaw should be coming back at some point relatively soon, if I remember correctly. So that rotation is going to be freaking stacked, as if it's not already stacked as it is with Tyler Glasnow already on that rotation. He's pitching the best baseball of his career. So, as unfortunately, the Dodgers will be fine because they have found a way for the infinite talent glitch.
Mm-hmm. It sure
That's
have.
Not fair.
And it's not fair at all, actually. But when you're the Los Angeles Dodgers and you have all that money, you could do whatever you want to do. And it sucks. But you know what?
Yes,
it's
does.
Okay. Because guess who's going to win the World Series? Not the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's for sure. But also, shout out to the people on Twitter. I want to say this, though, before we transition. Shout out to the people on Twitter who are like, man, this deal there's no way this deal could backfire. Like, let's sign Yamamoto with all this money, all this time. They're like, yep, there's no way it can backfire. And in year one, this happens. I just think it's great. I think it's great. I love my Twitter, the Twitter trolls.
Yep. Keeping the receipts. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. But now we have to talk about two teams who don't have the infinite talent glitch that the Yankees and the Dodgers seemingly have almost every year. And those are I'm going to come out and say it, the trash Chicago Cubs and the middling St. Louis Cardinals.
Middling, you say? Okay.
I mean,
start us off. Start us off. I like this actually. Start us off.
Like, okay, like after today, the Cardinals are 35-35. They played better in this part of the season than they did in April and May, but I would still say they're a middling team. I would not call them playing great or good right now, I will say. Anywho, this was round 2 of Beer versus Ivy after they played 2 games in St. Louis. One of them got rained out. So Cubs, after another lost series in which I believe Justin Steele and who was the other pitcher in that series? Both pitched stellar baseball. Give the Cubs pitched well enough for them to win. Lost the last 2 games of that Rays series. Hector Neris gave up a 3-run tater to Brandon Lau. In one of those games to blow a save. And just not fun vibes. No fun vibes to be found. Looking at this Cardinals series to potentially get right back on track. The Cubs, I believe in game 1, hit 3 warning track shots that without the wind all probably leave. And the Cardinals Pajes gets a dunk shot in the basket for his first career home run. And the Cubs lose. So bad. Very bad. And they get shut out 3-0. Come back in game 2, win 5-1. Ian Happ hits a 3-run double. The Cubs actually win a game by more than, 2 runs. The last time they did that was a 7-1 win against the Braves on May 15th, a full month ago. So, yeah, feeling pretty good. Headed into game 3. It's Miles Michaelis against Jameson Taillon. Taillon goes 6 innings, gives up just 2 runs. And a guy who came in with a near 5 ERA basically blanks the Cubs as they lose 2-1. Gave up 4 hits to the clown show known as Miles Michaelis with the wind blowing out today. And I think it was Burleson or Donovan had the game-sealing catch on another Patrick Wisdom fly ball to left field.
Benny Donovan. Right on the morning track.
So,
just like on Friday. Yeah.
So just unimaginable pain. I'm so frustrated. And of course, it was Andy Pajes again today. Hits a 2-run shot. So, not fun vibes. I'm so annoyed. We almost had Braden come on here because he was going to basically do a 13-minute rant probably. We'll probably have him on next week. I'm so
he
done
wants
with
to see
this
the Cubs
team.
do better before he comes on.
I'm so done. I've already done my 13-minute rant. This is not what I'm not here to do and add another 13 minutes. I'm so done. I'm so pissed. I don't want this team to stop affecting my mental health as it does. It's just so frustrating because you see the promise, you see the talent, and then it just all falls to shit because Tom Ricketts is a cheap ass. So that's all I'm going to leave it as. Cubs have a series against the Giants coming up at home. Before they started this whole stretch with a bunch of teams under 500, I was very confident they could get things back going. I have no confidence in this team whatsoever. They could probably get swept by San Francisco and lose 2 of 3 to New York, lose 3 of 4 to San Francisco before I probably see them get massacred in Milwaukee to end the month. So I vehemently,
I mean,
I vehemently hate this team, and I know it's part of my job to talk about them, but I'm kind of done talking about them at this point because they bring me nothing but pain and disappointment.
am I good? Am I good to go? You done?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
You know what doesn't bring me pain and disappointment? This picture right here. You know how happy this makes me feel? Look at Hayden Wesneski. Why is he in the air right there? He did the classic. He's his energy of Giovanni Gallegos was really shining. Anyways, sorry. Had to start off with that. Also, Pedro Pages, not Andy. Let's get the name straight. He's not
Oh
that
god, I was
important of
looking
a
at the guy
guy.
from the Dodgers. Sorry.
You did. You got him right at first, and then you said the wrong name. We got to start off with that. All right. I'm 2-0 on you right now. I don't know how to feel about that. Just we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off like that. So, game 1, Friday. We won. We won 3-0. I had to look at my receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Gibson. Let's put. I myself need to do this the most. I take a deep breath. Kyle Gibson. I'm sorry for every mean thing I said when we first signed you. I said a lot of mean things about you that got a lot of traction on Twitter. And I'm sorry for every one of those words. Because on Friday, you went 7 innings, giving up only 2 hits, no runs, no errors, walked 1, and struck out 6. His season ERA is down to 3.44. I'm sorry for every single bad thing I've ever said about you. I don't mean it. I love you a lot. You had to go on the bereavement list today due to a death in a family, so prayers are up to you and your family. I hope everything's okay. Ryan Fernandez, thank you, Boston. Thank you, Boston, for Ryan Fernandez. Thank you for seeing nothing in him. Because he casually has, Rule 5 guy, casually, 2.57 ERA, came in and got a hold. Jojo Romero came in for one batter, did his thing. ERA is at 1.89. I know Sosa is doing good in Philly, but man, I love my Red Bull King, Jojo Romero. And then Ryan Helsley came in, shut the door Friday nights. The Patrick Wisdom call, the wannabe home run call, like, I get it. Off the bat, that ball went straight up in the air, and it kept traveling. I understand. It looked like it was going out, but Baron Donovan's right there. Caught the ball. He, by far, had the most action out of any player in this series in the field. Everything was going to him. Saturday is exactly what all Cardinals fans expected to happen. Mike Amaga shoved. And then Andre Plante did not. To be fair, Andre Plante got pulled after 3.1 innings, only gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 Ks, no walks. He got pulled early. Ollie didn't like the matchup, but what Ollie ended up doing was he taxed our bullpen. So the fact that Miles went the fact that Miles shoved today helped us out because we had 4 different pitchers who could not throw. Chris Roycroft came in, pitched an inning in the third, ERA is at 2.84. This is a guy who was this is a D3 kid from Illinois, could not throw strikes at the beginning of the year at all, and has found a lot of trust in this bullpen. You really do like to see that. Kyle A, the ERA is still inflated at 4.87, but he's an inning king. Friend of Trevor Bauer, shout out momentum. He went 1.2 on Saturday. Only let up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, no Ks. ERA is at 4.87. His first start, he got hit bad, and he's been decent since. He's not the greatest reliever of all time, but he's solid. John King, still my hero. You let up You let up 2 runs. Bound to happen. The ERA still at 2.28. And then Liberatore came in, closed out the game. No offense. At the end of the day, we had no offense. Wynn struck out twice. Goldschmidt struck out twice. Gorman struck out twice. Donovan struck out twice. We had no run support. The only RBI came from Arenado off an RBI single. Shota Yamamoto is really good. He's 7-1 with 1.89 ERA for this reason. He is the Rookie of the Year favorite. And there's also the fact that probably top 2 of the top 3 NL Rookie of the Years this year are going to be from the NL Central. That's saying something. NL Central's got themselves some rookies.
Who am I not thinking of? What?
Mason Wynn.
Oh,
Mason Wynn.
Come on.
You're saying come on because of Mookie's injury.
Oh.
He now has a. I'm sorry. Who lost? Who
Hey,
lost?
I'm admitting that we're
who's
ass.
down 2-0?
I'm
Yeah,
admitting
you
we're
are
ass.
ass. And right now, I'm admitting that we had a bad game. I'm not admitting that Mason Wynn's ass because Mason Wynn is not ass. There's a fact. There's a reason. There's now a.
I didn't say Mason Wynn was ass, but he's not
I'm
a
just
Rookie
saying,
of
but
the Year
you're over here.
finalist. I don't care what you're saying.
He is a finalist.
That's all I'm saying.
He's also an all-star. Let's talk about it. But that's not the case. Let's go to Sunday. Let's go to today. Yeah, that's a real because of Mookie's injury. There's now a chance that Mason Wynn could get in there, but that's not the point. We're not gonna glaze over Mason Wynn because I might do that this week in my article. Anyways, today, 2-1 win on Father's Day. Respect to Jameson Taillon. He shoved. 3.08 ERA. Taillon's good. This is what you pay Taillon the money to do. And I understand hating on Miles. A lot of Cardinals fans, including myself, also at one point, have hated on Miles because Miles is the most iffy. Just Miles is Miles. It's the best way to put it. But he went 6.1 innings today, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 error, no walks, 5 Ks. The ERA is now down to 4.59. He's doing a lot better. A lot of Cardinals fans like seeing it, including myself. This is great. As someone who's realistic right now, our number 4, it's great stuff to see. It's phenomenal stuff to see. And then back to our bullpen. So our pen, as for Saturday's text, we only had a couple guys open today to pitch. Ryan Fernandez came in, finished up the 6th inning, only gave up a hit. Walked 1, ERA 2.51. Beast. Andrew Kittredge came in the 8th, did his job. 19th, got his 19th hold this year. Walked 1, struck 1, ERA 3.48. Clean. You like seeing that. Helsley shut the door again. League leading 24th save. If the Cardinals decide to sell, which there's a chance that the St. Louis sells. Helsley is somebody who's rumored to get shopped around if that happens. And yes, I know it's a reliever. Relievers aren't supposed to get a lot of like resources back. Blah 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 blah. Man, it's almost like there's contenders like, oh, the Baltimore Orioles who need a closer. If the Cardinals are smart, which is a slim to none chance that they're smart, because I hate to break it to you, John Mostaylock's still running that front office. He never day to day. He's whether he's buying or he's selling. He's buying or he's selling. There's a reason. Also off topic. Shane Bloom, future big honcho boss. He was in Pure today. I almost met him this week. That would have been cool, but that's okay. There's a chance that Helsley can get moved, and we could get Heston Kjerstad and Carter Norrie back from the Orioles. Music to my ears. I don't want to leave personally because I love our big 3, our big 4 or 5 almost at this point. Our bullpen's nasty. By far, it has been our crazy enough. St. Louis pitching has been our calling card this year. No one expected that. Our offense can't get hot. Yes, it's banged up. Yes, it's still very injured. No Jordan Walker. No Tommy Edman. No Lars Nootbaar. Who else is gone? No Wilson Contreras. Like, that offense is banged up. The fact that Pedro Pages was the hero this weekend is saying something. Was hitting way below the Mendoza line before this game. Before this series, I should say. Hit 2 bombs. Won us both our games. Yeah. He's only on the Major League roster because Ivan Herrera is not doing too hot right now, and Wilson Contreras on the IL. It's the only reason why he's here. As soon as Wilson Contreras comes back, he's in AAA. And he just won us 2 games against no other team besides the Chicago Cubs. We're 500. I would check the standings. I haven't because I don't. We're 500.
6.5 back of the Brewers for the division. Pulling up the wild card. Half game ahead of the Padres and Nationals for the second wild card spot. And 2 games ahead of the Cubs, which is stupid.
So we're in the range that I was expecting. We're not winning the division. I hate to break it to you, but this is at this moment, unless something drastic happens to the Brewers, it's their division to lose. What happens with the wild card? Cardinals have a realistic chance. If the Cubs can go out and sell off some pieces to get a little bit of the haul back, they can find themselves back in this wild card race. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, I'm iffy on both of them. Jeff Passan really believes that Pittsburgh can go out and make some moves and go make a run, which is kind of interesting to think about. But just I'm not sold until after the trade deadline. I'm happy that we won. I'm ecstatic that we won. But there's still problems. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Every game, the same rough problems show. And those problems right now are all offense-based. We're not healthy. Not much we can do about that. But the guys who are playing aren't actually doing great. Paul Goldschmidt's on a contract year, and with the pace he's playing, we don't have to bring him back. And I hate that I'm saying this because this really hurts. I don't want Paul Goldschmidt back. Alec Burleson can play first base. No Arenado. You're too young to be regressing like this. You tanked 75% of your trade value. Remember when we could have traded him to the Dodgers this offseason like that. And we didn't because we wanted to compete. If him and Goldie aren't up to par, we're not going to win. It does not matter what our pitching is. It does not matter if Sonny Gray, Lance Lynn, and Kyle Gibson will consistently give us these 6 to 7 innings. If our bats don't hit, we don't win. And that's all I have to say. I'm happy where we're at. We're 500. That's great. We were in last place earlier this week. And we got ourselves back up to about that second range. But I need to see these bats come back around a little bit more. We have 3 in Miami starting tomorrow. Then we're back at home, and we got 3 against San Francisco. And we have 3 against Atlanta at home. And then next weekend, we have 4 against Cincinnati. We need a sweep. There's no other way to put it besides we need to sweep Miami. And if we can take 2 or 3 against San Francisco, that would be good. We're probably not taking 2 or 3 against Atlanta, but that's next week problem. We'll talk about Atlanta next week. If we can go at the worst 4-2 this week, it'll be a good week.
Yeah.
But this is St. Louis Cardinals. This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball with an offense that will randomly decide that they want to hit, and will decide that they want to put up only one run. Shout out Soto, though. He deserves the world. I'm hand up accountability. I'm a Shota Imanaga fan. I will support Shota Imanaga. I like him more than Yamamoto. I said what I said. Hand is now down.
Yeah. And
he deserves the world.
Shota's going to have to be your new favorite Cubs pitcher because the Cubs just DFA'd Jose Cuas today.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you traded a power bat that's killing it for the Royals for a guy you cut not even a full season with the team.
And it's crazy.
Good job, Jed.
Because a team is going to pick him up. That's the crazy thing.
And he'll be good. And then I'm going to want to jump out my window.
He's going to go to Colorado, and him and Justin Lawrence are going to be the 8th, 9th duo that the NL West did not know that they needed. Trust. They both basically throw the same way too. Come on now. I just spoke that into existence. But you know what that means? Jorge Lopez then gets to come up, which why they didn't call Jorge Lopez up instead of whoever this random person they put up. Who's Colson Brewer, by the way? And why does he suck?
Can I ask that question? Why they keep
we're in the bottom of the ninth now. Hold on. We're in the bottom of the ninth now. Who is Colton Brewer and why does he suck? Because why is every recap that I watch and he comes in the game and he blows it every single time?
Well, the thing is, you have to realize he plays for the Chicago Cubs in 2024, so it's in his nature to blow games. Just getting back to what you're saying earlier about the Cardinals, just to give you an idea of how the NL wildcard standings are right now. You have 9 teams within 2 games of the second wildcard spot.
It's a seller's market this year, and we don't see seller's markets. This trade deadline is actually going to be insane because there's a lot of teams in this range that's like, okay, we could buy, but we could sell. All these recent years, it's always been a buyer's market. This year is a seller's market, which makes everything so much more interesting. Because teams like the White Sox and the Marlins and the Nationals, honestly, are a team I'm going to throw in here. And the A's and the Rockies, there are all of these teams that actually have valuable players that are going to be like, all right, I want to sell Elias Diaz. I want to sell Josh Bell, Jesus Luzardo, Eric Fetty, Luis Robert, like Tanner Scott, Mason Miller, Abraham Toro, J.D. Davis. All these names, all these players in a seller's market where these teams are going to drastically raise these prices up. Be like, all right, we want them gone, but we know that a lot of teams want these players. So let's up the price a little bit, knowing that we control it. Because otherwise, we can just be like, yep, we'll keep them. You can suck. We already know we're gonna suck, but we can keep these guys. Like that's what I love. Like genuinely, this is just awesome work. This is awesome to see.
Yeah, and based on how things, you could get more sellers. The Astros could sell off. You could see them trade Alex Bregman.
They released Abreu. They released Abreu, and that's saying something for John Singleton's their first baseman right now. You know, casual. Bregman could get sold.
Framber, crazy.
Framber Valdez is the sneaky best arm on the market if they sell. Ronel Blanco almost threw another no-no today. You know, he's there's who's the team that I really think will go out and try to pick up Ronel Blanco? Kansas City. Kansas City just goes, hey, Ronel, come Poppy.
Honestly, if there's a team that needs another starter in the NL,
Well, outside of St. Louis,
Because I think
I don't want Ronel Blanco. No, thank you. I don't need that on my team. But that's why. Hey, Eric Fetty, come home, baby. It won't because it's not gonna be Garrett Crochet. So we got look at the bargain. Eric Fetty, Jose Quintana, come home. Taijuan Walker, come. Actually, no, they wouldn't trade Taijuan Walker because Taijuan Walker's so much of a cap hit.
no.
I don't want that either. That's ugh.
Yeah.
Ooh, Atlanta needs a fifth starter. Oh,
Who?
I don't like that. They're trading with the net. Atlanta trading with Houston, something I don't like.
No.
But they're running a random rookie out there every fifth day. So
Yeah.
oh well though.
Just to give a quick rundown before we get out of here. The Braves are in the first wild card spot. They're 3.5 games ahead of St. Louis.
Yep.
4 games ahead of the Padres and Nationals, who are tied.
Yep, and the Padres
Then-
Mike Shilton manager. They just got swept by the Mets. Says what you need to know. The Padres are not legit.
You got the Diamondbacks and the Giants, who are a half game behind the Padres and Nationals.
Hang.
You have the Reds and the Pirates, who are a game back of those two teams. And then you have the Cubs and the New York Mets, who are just a game and a half back of Washington and San Diego. The fact that all these teams have played as bad as they did, the Diamondbacks falling off, the Giants not playing up to potential, the Reds kind of playing mid, the Pirates being young,
The Reds
Mets
are the
being
Reds.
the Mets, and the Cubs playing as bad as they have. The fact that all those teams are within 2 games or a game and a half or less of a playoff spot is proof that the third wild card team should never been added.
No, I don't stand by that. You might think this.
I'm
third
saying,
wild card spot, it makes things more interesting. And that's a fact.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm partially saying it as more so as like a joke. Just because like of how because like last year's last team in was the Diamondbacks and they made the World Series. So I'm not trying to knock it. It's just at this point in 2024, it's funny that we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams under 500 who still have a shot to make the playoffs.
Yep. And that's why we love baseball.
The 5th best team in the National League is 500. So,
yep. And that's why I love baseball. And you know what else we love around here? Actually, you might not love this right now, but I know I do. Mr. Craig Counsell as the card guy. Bang. There we go.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone who will eventually watch when this goes up on Monday. Thank you very much.
Because we're not live.
Because shout out to Walgreens for screwing me
Shout
over.
out Walgreens for scheduling Jackson at 6 a.m. when they know they're not supposed to do that on Monday. That's why we're recording this at 7:41 on Sunday. Yeah.
Yep. Make sure to check us on the YouTube channel on Third Down Thursdays. Make sure also check us out on Spotify. Please go ahead. The audio, the video plays with the audio on Spotify. So if for whatever reason you're not a fan of YouTube, you can go on and head over to Spotify. Still see our pretty faces and listen to us at the same time. So again, thank you all for watching and listening. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, actually on Monday. Hopefully live. This is a lot more fun. So with that being said, everyone have a great week. And I can't believe we didn't say this. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Shout out to all the dads. Hope you had a good day.
Shout out MJ, man. Shout out MJ. And on that note, we're done. We're done.